Shall we start on? So me and my friend Kelly, we've come on here today to help and show you some red flags for domestic abuse. So two women are murdered each week from domestic violence. And hi, how are you?
Hello.
So two women are murdered each week, and it's not even put on the TV most of the time, is it?
No.
Which just goes to show you that it's pretty common. So 1 in 4 women are abused or affected by domestic abuse, and 1 in 6 men in their lifetime are abused. And that is the statistics of today. Hi Angelica. So they say love is blind, and it is. So what I want to do to start off with is just to introduce you, because obviously I'm Sharon and this is my dear friend Kelly, and we met a long time ago, 24 years actually, isn't it?
Yeah, 24 years ago.
So I met Kelly through, I was just come out of a refuge and I needed to do a swap from my house because I was being stalked after I got out, and so I moved next door to Kelly, where Kelly...
Yeah, I at the time was in an abusive relationship, so it was really good that life had brought us together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they say love is blind, and it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, love is blind. When we first get with an abuser, we don't recognise the signs and the early warning signals and the red flags. So to us at the beginning, it can be blind. We overlook things.
Yeah, and you was very young at the time, wasn't you? Because that's a good point, Angelica. Yeah. You know, any ages can be abused.
Yeah, any ages can be abused. I was 15, well, only just turned 15 as well, and so I was very young, very, very vulnerable, very naive.
Yeah. Sometimes we see the warning signs, but we dismiss them. So sometimes we think that something isn't right, you know, but we dismiss them because we want the relationship to be good.
Yeah.
And we don't really want to think ourselves as being with someone that isn't so nice when they look lovely to you,
yeah.
isn't it? And they are treating you nice at that time.
Yeah. In the beginning they do tend to be very, very nice to you, to try and win you over. They pay you compliments, tell you you're beautiful, buy you things, and it's all just to wheel you in and get you on side.
Yeah. So as I'm talking about this, you know, can people please share and follow, because it will get to a lot more people that needs help, and that's what we're trying to do at the moment.
Yeah, the more it's shared about, the more it's out there and makes people aware and can hopefully help people.
Yeah, and that's true. There's these things are going on, and they're going on so many people's lives. So you know, if we can just save even one person's life from helping them, you know, we'll have done good.
Yeah.
We would like to do a lot more than one person, but yeah, even if just one person would be great. So,
and the thing I want to get across as well is it's not just women that are affected by domestic abuse. It is men as well, and it's more and more heard of now as well, because there used to be this stigma with men that they didn't like to speak about it. They think people would think they were cowards and different things. So it is men as well that we're aiming this at, to help men as well that are possibly being abused.
There is people that are scared to report this. This is true, and I was one of them.
Yeah.
And so was Kelly.
Yeah.
And that's why we decided to come on to try and help people to get the courage So, right, so my new partner is lovely and they call me Princess Babe. Yeah, so your new partner starts calling you Princess and Babe, and that is one of the red flags actually, because it is nice to start off with, but if they never use your name and they just constantly call you Princess and Babe, it's more than likely they're probably cheating on you, and they don't want to get your names mixed up. Also, you know, it's also to put you on your pedestal, you know, to make you feel special, Princess and Babe.
Yeah, they like to try and make you feel as special as possible and so loved, and it's all part of the early process of control and being with a narcissist, really.
I don't know why you're invited into this. I've literally just gone live, so if you're seeing this, it's probably just because you've seen it. I haven't actually invited anybody, so
yeah.
Right, so my partner loves me so much they walk with me everywhere to keep me safe. Right, so to walk somebody everywhere to keep you safe. One of the red flags is when you first get with someone and they start saying, "Oh, let me walk you home." You know.
So they basically want to be with you all the time, everywhere, even if you just want to walk like to a shop or anything, anywhere you want to walk. Oh, I'll come with you. Yeah. So they're taking that independence away from you because they want to be with you all the time. They make it sound like they're doing it because they want to protect you and be there for you and look after you, but it can be that they just want to keep an eye on you where you're going.
That's how it makes you feel at the time. It makes you feel like, oh, they really care about me because you know, they're making me feel safe and that. But you know, you've done that walk like 100,000 times, you know, in the daylight. It's different if it's at night time when it's getting dark or whatever, and then they ask you, you know, you know the difference between somebody walking with you everywhere and
somebody being with you because they want to just know where you're going and who you're talking to, and
oh, thank you. Right, so my partner is loving me so much they message and call me all the time. This is another red flag because you know, to start off with, you do text each other a lot or phone each other a lot, you know, there's no denying that. But if, you know, they're carrying on and you just put your phone down, you know, for 5 minutes to go and do the washing up or go and change a baby's nappy or something, you know, and you come back and they've started text.
Yeah.
You know, where are you?
The way they're messaging as well, isn't it? Oh, why didn't you message me straight back? Where were you? What were you doing? It's the way that they word things as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So if they start doing things like that, that is another red flag.
Yeah. And if you're away from them as well and they're calling you all the time, calling you to see where you are, what time you're going to be back, who you're with, it's the things that they're firing at you as well.
So my friends and family keep warning me, but they don't know them like I do. This is another thing as well, you know, you do, your family and your friends, they do kind of pick up before you do because you don't see it because you're in it.
Yeah.
And they do try and warn you, but like I say, but they don't know them like I do. And you do kind of think, oh, yeah, they don't know him like I do, you know, or her, you know, if you're a male.
And it's natural for us at the time to jump to their defence as well. So if somebody says, why is he doing that? You straight away try and defend him or jump in and say, oh, that's fine. Shrug off what he's
always
doing, or what they're doing.
For them.
Yeah.
I can't go out on my own anymore. My partner gets so angry.
Yeah.
So this is where it leads to, really. You know, you don't want to go out on your own anymore because they don't want you to go out, and it just saves a lot of arguments if you don't go out anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you were saying something about when you used to go out, wasn't it? And
yeah, just in the early stages anyway. If I wanted to go out anywhere, it'd be constant questions, who you're going to see, how long are you going to be, and then when I got dressed, it'd be, you're going to wear that, I don't think you should wear that, to try and make you get changed, and in the end it breaks you down, and it's just far too much hassle to even want to go out because you know you're going to get that argument. So in the end you just stop going out, don't you?
yeah, I mean, they cause an argument before you go out the door, so then you don't go out, because then they go out and leave you with, with the kids where they know that you can't go out really. So yeah. Thank you, Angelica, for all your, what are they? I don't even know what they are you're sending me, but thank you so much. My friends and family don't see me anymore, but I'm okay because I'm with my partner and my children.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they do make you feel like you don't need anybody else apart from them and your children. So, and that's another trigger in it when you're...
It can often happen without you even realising it as well. One minute you're talking to all your family, and then the next minute the person will come out with different comments and things and make out they're trying to get between us and break us up. So then you think, well, actually maybe they are, and then you end up cutting people off without realising why he's making you cut people off.
Yeah, and the other thing is as well, is like when people come round, they'll make them feel so uncomfortable that they don't want to come round anymore.
Yeah.
Thank you for my wishing bottle, Angelica. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you. I have to like and do what my partner likes. I'm losing myself. Yeah, you start losing yourself because they're not interested in what you like. So everything that you are interested in sort of goes out the window, and whatever they're interested in, you have to
support them. It's all about them, isn't it? Supporting what they want, what they like. You eventually just lose your own identity and just end up being sort of at one with them, don't you, really?
Yeah, so you can pretty much turn into them, basically.
Yeah, and if there's anything you do like, they try and shrug it off and talk you out of it. Oh no, you don't want to worry with that, and try and encourage you to just be all for them all the time.
Yeah. Thank you, Angelica. Thank you so much. So then theoretically you lose yourself.
Yeah.
They tell me I'm useless, and they say not even your friends and family want you. They put you down so much that all your self-esteem goes, and because your friends and family ain't about anymore, you actually start thinking that is true. Not even your friends and family want you because they're not about.
Yeah.
And then you feel like, oh, well, maybe they don't want me then. So it makes you feel unloved.
It's all part of breaking you down. I mean, no matter how many times they keep getting inside your head saying different things, you end up believing those things, don't you?
Yeah. I'm just going to see if I can just share this quickly. I know. Don't worry. Right. They say no one else will take you and your children on. Well, they say this so that you don't go anywhere else, really. Because they want you to feel that they are the only person that will actually want you.
I have actually had that myself. Who's going to want you? Who's going to want to take you on with your children? No one's going to want you. You're best off just being with me.
Yeah, that's what I had as well.
And again, you just believe it, don't you?
Yeah. They say have you seen yourself in the mirror lately? Who would want you?
Yeah.
So
all part of knocking your confidence down.
Because they don't want you to find somebody who will look after you, you know, and care for you and treat you the way that you should be treated.
Yeah.
I'm so ugly, I feel alone. I'm embarrassed and ashamed to ask my family and friends for help. So by this time, you haven't got anybody around you whatsoever. And you don't even know where to turn to.
No. And for me as well, it's a case of I don't want people that were trying to warn me about those signs to say, told you so, I tried to warn you, but you wouldn't listen. It's all about not wanting to hear people say, I told you, isn't it? And you want to prove them wrong, not prove them right. So it's really embarrassing, and you're ashamed to ask for the help.
Yeah. And who wants to admit that they're in an abusive relationship?
Yeah.
And then finally, you have no voice.
No.
You know, you can't even speak out on anything.
No one to speak to.
No.
You can't really have opinions. Your opinions are all broken down and shrugged off.
Yeah. And that's it. So my partner has lied to their family and everyone about me. So that's another thing as well. They get everybody on their side.
Try and turn them against you.
Yeah. And not only that, they make you, they say things to them to make you look like you're crazy. And they can become, you know, they can make themselves look charming, charming that people wouldn't even think that they're like
to everybody
that.
else. They say, so if that thought was put to someone, they'd say, oh no, they're not like that. They make it very sort of believable that they're a nice person, don't they?
Yeah.
So it's very hard to convince them of otherwise, because they don't see that side of them.
No. I feel alone. I don't want to be here. What did I do? See, this is another thing as well. You know, you start questioning, what did you actually do?
Yeah.
But you actually haven't done anything, you know.
Quite a lot of the time they'll say, if you hadn't have done that, then I wouldn't have snapped. Or if it's your fault, if you hadn't have said that, then that wouldn't have happened. So you do tend to put the blame on yourself,
Yeah. And for me, I actually felt like I was going mad and thinking, well, maybe they're right, you know, maybe I am, but it wasn't. But at one time, I did feel like shaving my hair off.
Yeah.
And I did write mug on my head.
Yeah. See, now that's
thank you, Jelly.
That's the other way around for me, wasn't it? Because my abuser sat me down and shaved my hair off. The one bit of identity that I had left, I wasn't allowed to wear makeup, dress how I wanted to. The one thing I had left, my hair, he sat down and he shaved all my hair off, grade knot, all over, with a set of clippers. I literally had nothing left. It was really humiliating, and it took that last bit of myself away.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, like, your hair shaved off. I was like,
yeah.
How come you've had your hair shaved off?
Yeah, because that's when we were becoming close friends, wasn't it?
Yeah, because your hair was really long, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, but when I was in my domestic abuse, I actually wanted to shave my hair off. I don't know why I wanted to shave my hair off. You know, probably just because I was frustrated or something inside, and I just didn't know where to turn.
No.
And I actually wrote mug on my head, and I wanted to kill myself, and I didn't really want to be here anymore, because I didn't know a way out.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. I'd got so low that, you know, can you imagine wanting to kill yourself because you're that low, because you're in an abusive relationship,
and you wake up every day and it's the same thing over and over again, like you're trapped in a nightmare, and you just can't see a way out. You can't. For me, I was walking around on eggshells when he was asleep, trying not to wake him up.
Yeah.
Because I knew as soon as he woke up, that'd be it.
Yeah.
So it's horrible. Unless you can see that way out, you do feel that way, don't you?
Yeah.
Really, really low.
But I couldn't do that because I've got children, so there was no way that I was going to kill myself.
No.
But so then you suddenly get brave, and you think, oh, do you know, I'm going to call the police and get them away.
Yeah.
But they don't do anything. And then you're left turning around, and you know that you have got to face that person, that abuser.
Yeah.
After the police go.
Yeah. That's a horrible feeling as well. From being there myself, I know exactly how it feels. you get that sick feeling in your stomach because you know it's going to come, don't you? It's just waiting for it to come. That's a horrible feeling, and you feel like you've been let down in a way, because if you phone the police you think, oh yes, they're going to take them away, that's going to be the end of it and I can start again. Sometimes that doesn't happen, and then like you said, you're left then with the abuser. The police go away and you know that it's coming.
Yeah. So once you call the police have to inform social services. So not only have you got not only have you called the police, but now you've got social services becoming involved, which they, when social services become involved, they kind of, in my view, what happened to me was because my abuser had told their family so many lies and that, the social services then believed everything that they were saying, but it was basically all lies.
Because again, it goes back to this whole image that they want to paint of you and of them, which is them all being positive and lovely and supportive, and you being the one that was having all the problems.
Yeah. So social services, they turn everything. So when you get social services, that you have to go through the family trees and stuff of children, whatever, and so then you explain to them, about their dads or whatever, and obviously, I've been in like a few domestic violence relationships, so they then was turning everything on me, what I was telling them, and then basically they wanted my children, but that was very hard times, because when you're in an abusive relationship, you haven't really got the energy and the strength to do anything anyway, because if you did have the strength in that, you would have gone a long time ago. But when all your self-esteem and everything's gone anyway, and then you've got social services on top, that.
And one thing that does annoy me is the amount of times people have said, why didn't you just leave? Why didn't you just go? You could just walk out. It's not about just walking out when they're not there. You've got to think of the bigger picture. If they've got inside your head, like my abuser got inside my head, he really ground me down and said, well, wherever you go, I'll find you. You're more scared of leaving at that point than you are just to stay with them.
So when social services got involved and they wanted my children, I thought to myself, I may have lost myself, but I ain't losing my kids. And the kids were the thing that kept me going. So by this time I'm thinking, how do I leave? What do I do? And I don't really know where I heard about Women's Aid from. I think it might have just been a poster or something somewhere, where I see it. And I called Women's Aid, but then they got me a place. But the thing that I didn't say, we haven't spoke about getting the stuff together safely, have we? So if you do plan to leave your abuser, please be really careful and safe while you do this.
Think carefully about how to do it and when to do it. You have to do things as discreetly as possible. Just put a little bit of money aside if you can. You don't know, because you might be having financial abuse from a partner, but even if you put some clothes by secretly in a cupboard or somewhere, just some little things, put them away until you pick your right safe time for you to be able to do that. And also, it's taking important things with you as well, like birth certificates, passports, any medication that you need for yourself or your children. Remember things like that.
And apparently Women's Aid also do travel rail cards. for people.
So if you're
to get out.
worried and you think, oh, I can go to Women's Aid, but I don't know how to get there, they do rail fare cards. So if you phone up Women's Aid, explain your circumstances, they will talk to you on the phone about it, and they will provide a rail fare card so that you can get trains to wherever it is you need to get to.
Hi. So when I got went to the Women's Refuge, mine was over 100 miles away, and they didn't do rail cards and that then.
No.
So I had to save up, and my taxi was £250.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and especially in them days.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. But what I done is I packed the children's stuff, but I put them all neatly in their drawers and that, and instead of having to rummage here, there and everywhere, when I was ready to go, like have a bag
and you just literally get it out the drawers and get it straight into there. Yeah.
But when I went up to this one, and it was a minibus, I literally, because I had so much space, I was like taking my telly and everything.
Yeah. It depends how much time you've got, and if you've got to quickly grab and go, then grab and go. But if you know for certain that the abuser's not going to be back for a little while, then you can get more if you've got the opportunity to get more. But some people just leave with nothing. If it's safe for you to just leave with nothing, because your life is worth more and material things.
And the thing is, when you get to a Women's Aid, they always ask you if you need anything. If you go there with nothing, they've got spare clothes and that in places until you can go out and buy yourself things. And don't forget, you're safe when you go out and buy things, because they're not in that town. Because they won't put you in a refuge in the same town.
No, when you contact Women's Aid, they will change you to a different area. They will move you to a different area.
Yeah. So, I've just read this bit. So we leave our forever home, and now we end up in the refuge. We're in a strange place, strange people, but we are support for each other. And most importantly, we are safe.
Yes.
Because these places are really safe. You do get shared ones, so you get ones where you share your kitchen and your living room, and then you have the bedrooms. But then you get ones that not all of them, but some of them have ones where you have like a house, but the door goes into the refuge. So your front door leads into the refuge. So no one can go and knock on your door or anything. And you have support workers there, round the clock telephone for them, don't you?
And it's good because you've got other people that have been in domestic abuse as well, so you can talk to each other and make each other stronger and pick each other up again, because we're down with nothing, no confidence, no anything. Once you get talking to other survivors or people that have been through the similar things, you can bring each other up, can't you, and build your confidence again.
Yeah, and you've also got to think as well, when you go, you still got this, cord to this other person, and they will try and contact you by phone and by text and things, and sometimes it's just best to change your number, because they will not change. They say, come back, everything will be different. No, it doesn't get different. They do not change. And because, how do we know? Because we've been there.
That's what I was going to say. I have been in that position where I've had him on the phone crying, pleading, begging, please come back, I'll change, it'll be different, you can do this, you can do that. But they don't change. You go back and it's all right for a little while, a couple of weeks maybe, and then it comes back, and it normally is back worse because they're more on guard and thinking that you're going to flee all the time. So don't go back. They do not change.
So you're there and you're starting to build yourself up slowly, and you can go out, you can buy yourself new clothes, wear what you want. You buy your children new clothes, because maybe they held all the money, and now you've got this money that you can go and buy yourself new clothes. You can go out wherever you want. You're free to do what you want, and you slowly become a lot happier. It is hard, You know, I'm not going to lie, it's hard.
Yeah, and there's certain triggers that will stay with you probably forever.
Yeah.
Isn't there, from your past? But you do feel better, and you do get better.
Yeah, I mean, we've come out of domestic violence like a good few years, haven't we now?
Yeah.
And I'm happy. Are you happy?
I'm happy. Yeah.
But now we just want to help others, just get their lives back on track and get them some.
And also to recognise these red flags early on, because half of the red flags that were happening in my relationship when I first got with an abuser, I was just either just shrugging them off, or not really realising how serious it was, or not realising how much it can escalate. So it's just to put awareness out there as well about the early warning signs.
Yeah. So then, you know, you're in a refuge, and it can be anything from 6 months to 2 years that you're in there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to say like, yeah, you go there next week, you get a place of your, you know, for yourself. It's not like that, and sometimes it is hard in there.
Yeah.
It is, but you know, you just stay strong.
Yeah.
And
it's not going to be forever, is it? And you've got to think that you are safe.
Yeah.
And this is you at the bottom, now starting up again.
Yeah.
Build yourself up.
And the thing is, once you're at bottom, then the only way is up.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, true.
So then you get a new home.
Yeah.
And you start again, and you're free, and you now have a voice.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, that was a really good thing, you know, like to have your own place, build your own life back up.
Yeah.
But then, you know, sometimes they still try to get in touch and want you back, but they don't change, and that's what you need to know, is they do not change.
No, they're very good at being manipulative, and from my past experience anyway, they turn on the tears, like I said just now, and they're crying, pleading, begging, promising to change, but they're all empty promises. Do not go back. Just better yourself, draw that line and move forward, and don't go back.
Yeah. And then when you've got your new house, you've got away from them, what comes back?
Your friends and family.
Yes, your friends and family. So, yeah, and, you know, your friends and family are your support, and some of your friends didn't even know that you was going through it.
No.
Because
you hide it so well, don't you? You hide it so well. I mean, I personally didn't speak to my mum for 5 years. When I got with my abuser, eventually he drove a wedge between me and my family so much that I didn't have any contact with him. I didn't speak to my mum for 5 years. So that first time of speaking to her again, obviously really emotional, and you can't get them years back either.
No.
Once them years are wasted and lost, they're wasted and lost. So, yeah.
But that's really lovely when your friends and family come back,
friends
isn't
and family,
it? Yeah. And most importantly, I still have my children.
Yes.
So, and the thing with me is, when social services, I went to social services, and I wanted them to help me to get to Women's Aid, and they wouldn't. They said no. So I done that by myself. Got myself to, you know, over 100 miles away to the women's refuge, and when I got there, the social services then said, down my way, got in touch with the social services up there and said we didn't want them to go, and the other one says, well, was she in a domestic violence relationship? And they said yeah, and they said, well, she done the right thing then.
Yeah.
You know, and they didn't even want to know me up there because social services had no worries about my parenting skills or anything. It was it was just because of my abuser, and a lot of women lose their children through an abuser, don't they?
Yeah.
So, and most of all, I'm not scared anymore. You know. Oh, how wonderful is that? Not being scared in your own house.
Yeah, it's such a good feeling, isn't it?
So I want also just to let you all know that just to remember that domestic violence is physical violence, mental abuse, sexual abuse. And now sexual abuse can be you can be asleep, can't you?
You can be asleep. And also what happened to me quite a lot as well is you just end up saying yes even though you mean no, because you know you'd rather have that than have the abuse and everything as well that comes along with it. So having sex even though you don't really want it, just going along with it, that's sexual abuse as well.
That is, yeah. And then you've got financial abuse.
Yeah.
So financial abuse is like you know, they restrict you and
they take all the money and keep charge of all the money, and they say what it gets spent on.
And isolation.
Yeah.
Bullying.
Yeah.
And do not think just because you are not beaten up that you are not suffering domestic abuse. Women's Aid will help you even if you're not getting beaten up.
Yeah.
Because mental abuse is actually worse than physical abuse.
Yeah.
So please seek help. But if you seek help, please do it safely, in a safe way. And I really, really have to put that out there to do it safely. Because, you know, like you said, you know, that is
the most dangerous time for someone that's being abused is that time when they choose to flee. Because if their abuser finds out they're trying to flee, that's the time that's it's the most dangerous for them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to round this off now, do you want to say a little bit about the men's aid first?
Yeah, because this is aimed at men that are victims as well, not just women, because there's a lot of men out there as well nowadays that are getting abused by a partner. I've found a men's advice line. It's called Respect, and the men's advice line, even if they don't want to flee, they just want to speak to somebody in confidence, they can telephone this number that's on.
Make sure they've got pens.
Yeah, if you've got pens and paper, I can tell you what it's called. It's called Respect, and it's a men's advice line. The telephone number for that is 08808010327, and that's a men's advice line for men that are in abusive relationships. And there's also Mankind Initiative, and that is like the Women's Aid, but for men. It's a men's aid, and its telephone number for that one is 01823334244, and that again is Mankind Initiative, and that is like the Women's Aid, hostel for you to go to if you're a man in an abusive relationship.
Right, so the Women's Aid for women is England 080820000247. That is Women's Aid England 080820000247. Northern Ireland Women's Aid is 0808802141. It's Northern Ireland 0808802141. Scotland Women Aid 080002712334. Scotland 080002712334. Wales Women's Aid 080080100800, and UK wide Women's Aid is 0808010327. UK wide 080880100327. And also, if you'd like to follow me on TikTok, I'm Natural Magic Nura. If you'd like to subscribe to my channels on YouTube, it's Natural Magic, spelled with a capital N, Natural, and then Magic, Magick. And on Facebook, I'm Sharon Reader. If you'd like to come back and have a look at this, because maybe you've missed some of it, I'm going to upload this on my TikTok, on my Facebook, and on YouTube channel. And you're also going to do your channel, aren't you?
I shall put it. Yeah.
Do you want to tell them yours?
My TikTok is Kelly Lodge 79, and my Facebook is Kelly Ann Lodge, and it is going to be shared onto my social media platforms as well.
And we'd just like to say that if you have no one to turn to and you are having a little bit of difficulties, you know, get in touch. Get in touch with Women's Aid as well. But most of all, keep yourself safe.
Yeah, keep safe. And you're not alone. We've been there ourselves and thought, how do we get out of this? And you're not alone. Just reach out to Women's Aid or someone that you know that can help you. Just reach out. You're not on your own.
Yeah, and we've actually, you know, become very, very good friends, haven't we, through this. So, and this was like, I lived in a women's refuge with my mum when I was young. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to mention in this one actually, is, hi Mark, just, I'm glad that you brought that up, because effects of the children in a domestic abuse relationship, it can make the girls think that abuse is okay. So when they get older, they can be abused, and for the male, it can make them think that abuse is okay too.
Yeah.
And so you're bringing up either victims of abuse or abusers.
Yeah.
And you know, theoretically, I mean, not all of them, obviously, you know, but you know, and it's hard for children who are in a refuge. And I'm so glad that your mum took you to a refuge, Mark, you know, and gave you a life that you could,
that's a really brave thing to do, because before you know it, you could be in this situation without even realising how you got there, how it come to this. So that's a really brave decision for her to do that.
It's corporal punishment and abuse. I'm not going into that, sorry, like, we're just sticking to helping others abuse, to get out. Yeah. So anyway, if you'd like to follow me, that would be really great, and and we will be doing some more talks and whatever.
We'll be doing some more, because I would like to talk as well about other relationships, moving on, other relationships, things to look out for in new relationships as well. So yeah, we can do another one, can't we, at some point?
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, lovely, and we will speak soon again. So
stay safe.
Oh, thank you for all your likes and any shares and any gifts that's been given. I just want to put that out there. So and thanks very much.